Oh God, we're back again. Hey! Trying again. You can see the other room. Bye, kitty. She'll bust her way back in. So how's everybody doing out there? It's back to glass this time because I can't see my screen with contacts in. So, yeah. It's cold, but I go in and out with the heat. So, that's fun. Anyway, I'm going to be eventually doing some improvements on this stream. I've noticed that there's been a problem with the my headphones giving clicks because sometimes it... Shh. Oh my goodness, that's loud in my ear. Hang on a second. Hang on. So, I've been noticing there's been some clicks in that because my headphones have been trying to connect. There she is. And, apologize for that, but it's one of those things where it has issues connecting and it makes these clicks and pops and stuff. So, it's a bit of a problem. I'm going to be trying to clear that up. And I forgot to do one more thing. I get to be Mercy from Peanuts because reflections. That show looks great. One thing I forgot to do was set up my feed so I have an idea how it's running. It should be running okay. Everything's been running relatively smoothly with this computer. It's still the old one. Hopefully we won't have any problems. Why are you being like this? Okay, come on. And my monitor. Okay. Cool. Alright, let me just set up my screen and knock everything around and cause chaos on my desk because it's loaded with junk. Oh, messy, messy, messy. Anyway. Really? Okay, okay. Jerks. So I gotta go back into gaming. This is the character that I'm going through in the Eric Cartman style of leveling up, which means basically beat up a whole load of pigs and get XP and then just turn everything in. So I have to craft everything myself or pick up things off the ground and wear it. So you can tell she's looking real stylish there. There he is. Okay. Pick off where we last left off. So we got lots of speculation of what's going on for the end story of Shadowlands, and I came up with some ideas where there's a huge hole there where it's like you could put this story into this kind of perspective and make it good. But we'll see if they do that. Need coffee. What the heck? Why did that ogre look like he had the spine showing? That was weird. Anyway. Let me start getting my character out. Yeah, he's pretty new, and I have not been very charitable to him because, honestly, for somebody who really loves Sylvanas, he's done a shit job to her character as far as I'm concerned, and I'm really hoping that there's a way to fix what he's done. Yeah, I'm gonna instead of trying to find what I'm doing. Uh, I'm really hoping for a couple of different ideas. My thoughts, and I've been I I to prove this, I wrote writing notes, writing notes. I know it's very shiny, but there's notes here, notes here. Yeah, I liked Sylvanas. They had a lot of good, potent female characters, and as soon as Danister comes in, he makes them all soft. And I'm not happy about that. I miss the ball breaking Tirana. I miss the. I am really pissed off, and I'm gonna take it out on what I think needs to be taken out. Jaina. The the forward-thinking five-head plans of Sylvanas. We're missing this. Now, we got some characters that still have this toughness. I'd say, like the Winter Queen, which is definitely a pretty potent character. I like her. She's very tough, she's very strong, and she's very composed, and is royalty kind of thing. Uh, but I don't like this that they take these girls who are tough and strong and smart and then reduce them to being little girly girl in this. And this is one of the bigger problems I'm having with the story writing so far. And yes, and as for a guy who says that he is a really big Sylvanas fan, is not doing her much justice right now. I don't particularly care for this. So the thing that I wanted to cover is that this whole thing with Soval, how they can redeem this ending. So they've been constantly going on about the purpose. Everybody's got a purpose. The afterlife is no different than being in the material world where you're got a job, you got things to do, you have responsibilities, and you can still be killed. You swear your allegiance to another leader, and you do what they say. And then in the situation of Carestia, the Bastion, you are completely wiped of what your past life is, and this is now what your life is now. Whereas that's okay for some people, it's not okay for others because that's what makes you you. And now they've been talking about the purpose for forever since the beginning. And we have to take Sylvanas' word from the trailer where she says, "This world is a prison and I will set us free." There are two ways to fix this story. They've already hinted, besides the whole thing about the purpose, they also had this overarching story of sacrifice, of serving the purpose, of some people ascending to other positions or giving up their lives for something. Or you can say like the afterlives. I tend to think now that we've had the data mine of the extra robots, some kind of a shell that embodies each of the guardians, the eternals of each major death realm, including, I think, the arbiter's position. I tend to think that maybe originally they were given a life of their own, and then something may happen to them, so that somebody else would have to step up, sacrifice who they are to become the next eternal ruler of each afterlife. That's why some of them still have names. The Winter Queen, we do not know what her name is. Um, Carestia uh, is the one taking care of Bastion. We have Denathrius, he has a name, who takes care of Revendreth. The Primus, who is also the Rune Carver, so we don't know if he's actually had another life, if he has a personal name. It just has like a purpose to it. Um, and then we have Zoval, who was Arbiter, the Jailer, the Imprisoned. Um, so I tend to think anyone who actually still retains some kind of a personal name is somebody who stepped up to take their place in each of these death realms. Going with that, if Zoval is one of those that was a person who had to step up and take a position, there's two ways to do this. First of all, Zoval could have went mad. Who knows how long he's been doing the Arbiter job? Now, we've seen, like in Bastion, you've seen people going mad. Yeah, so let me think again. Bastion, you saw people going mad because they had to give up themselves. Yeah, you sit down. And they became what do they call it? The Fallen? Something like that. Basically, they joined the Jailer in this. They're rebelling against what was set up to be the purpose for what happens to them if they go to Bastion. Zoval fell from grace also. If he had been doing this job for so long and he's went through so many different lives and he was once immortal, he could have went mad and said, no, this is enough, I can't do this anymore, I can't have everybody else going through this anymore. And the madness part would be just to throw them right into the maw, forget it, let's not sort, let's just have everything go right to the maw, I don't care anymore, just let it burn. Because they did say that one of his plans is basically that every soul just goes straight to the maw, forget it, we're done. Don't bother with anything. If this is the case, then yes, then that would explain why we have this robot that was data mined that has the runes carved into it, all the domination runes that are carved into it. This would make sense. Now that particular robot is dead. We don't know exactly the order of what happens. Do we install the new Arbiter first? Or is the new Arbiter set in once we've taking out the soul that was in the Zoval robot, the jailer robot, that first arbiter robot, the first one we know of, anyway. Because we know that the arbiter that we encountered that was offline was just an automaton. It's just a robot. It held the purpose. It did what it was supposed to do, but there was nothing there. So whoever is the voice is the one who is just trying to keep this semblance of everything's working fine, everything's fine here. How are you? Kind of thing. This is the most logical of the stories that we could have. The second one that I came up with is that since we have these dolls, robots, whatever you want to call them, that are the same as every single Eternal that we have encountered, they exist there. Is it possible that they are animated by our anima? That's why they need that power source to keep everything going. And it makes them become real instead of a robot. We're going into the whole measure of a man, data is an android or a person question. It goes into the whole um, Isaac Asimov questions about robots and humanity, everything like that, everything that's Ghost Machine. Um, and could it be that Zoval the robot, at that time, something got corrupted and went haywire, and now it's just going, I don't care. Just let everything burn because it's been doing this and its programming is failing. And then it becomes a thing of, oh, we got to take out this robot before everything to goes to pot, basically. And we have to establish something else, so we end up putting a person in there instead. Slightly less likely, but the whole thing of the robot goes mad because it doesn't have this humanity that they're sorting through is a possibility, because it was the arbiter role was easily replaced by something that had no personality. So it can go either way. Now everybody is betting on this story that the Primus is the one who's in control. And there's a lot of questions there because it becomes the whole, we have a hole in the story that somewhere along the lines Zawal implemented his plans to try to break the system of the afterlife. The Primus came in, took him out, burned these sigils in him to put him under control, lock him up, and somewhere along the line, the Primus was captured, his purpose removed, which looks like he did it on purpose, speaking of. Like he took away his own sigil, took away his own powers, and stored it away and hid it. Because we have that storyline where we find it with his apprentice. But but why? Was that just, yeah, where they all have keys to go into the sepulcher, which is the great machine that actually keeps the afterlife running. And it has those backup copies of every single robot. Now, you didn't want him to go into that because he can throw a wrench in the machine. That's where we get the monkey wrench there, the wrench in the machine, the sabotage kind of thing. He was trying to prevent him from doing such a thing. But why did he stay there? Why did he stay locked up? Why did he purposefully removed his memories, locked himself, let himself be locked up? Was that done when Zoval broke his chains? Did the Primus let this happen? If the domination runes or something, supposedly he made the crown of domination and the sword when he made Frostmourne, that was supposedly done at the same time he was under the control of Zaval. Um, there's still this question of what's going on here. Did Vaez completely betray him and sold him off to Zaval? Uh, or did the Primus do something, or is he putting up some kind of front where he's controlling Zaval to do all this stuff so that he has some kind of nefarious plan? I have no idea. But I think the best way that they can fix this story and make it worthwhile are the first two that I mentioned, that Zoval was once a person who stepped up to become part of the machine of death and then went mad, or we just have a plain robot there that also went mad only because the programming became corrupted. We have enough proof there that that could happen because this fake arbiter, this arbiter that we've had at the beginning where it was offline, she supposedly was offline, was because of something thwacking her in the head. Two ways they can repair this story: come out of nowhere and go, oh wow, that's pretty powerful, that poor person. At least to have something where he's not a dollar general Ultron. God help us. Please don't let it be like that. I really don't want it to be that kind of a knockoff of a story. I'm really hoping that there's more to it than this. And these are the most likely of scenarios that I can think of that will save the Shadowlands story.
What brings you
I am really hoping that we can actually get a good story and have that salvaged. So, while we still don't know when 9.2 is going to land, there's not much to do right now, so we're going to keep on going through Classic, picking up stuff that, old history, see where we get from here. Ah!
May the eternal sun
Don't
shine.
wander off on me. What's that? Namely tree. What did you want? Bestless. I actually think these are going to be the ways that they're going to fix the Shadowlands. And if Danister can actually do this, if this is his plan, if I actually figured this out, I'll say that there's hope for him. But he still needs to prove himself, honestly. God, whoa, that's a long wander, and I don't. I'm so short for getting a mount. It's crazy. Yeah, if you're, he's. I haven't even looked at his CV, honestly. Let me see something. Let's see how long it takes for my computer to pull up a screen for me. Hang on. Let me see here. Because I think he's on LinkedIn. Yeah. LinkedIn, the be all know all of all resumes. All right. Lead narrative designer. We're loading, we're loading, we're loading. Hey, he gave himself hair in the game. He's okay. So, according to his. Jeez, is he older than me? Ack! Okay, he's older than me. Uh, let's see here. Game designer at Sony Online Entertainment. Community for EverQuest 2. That for 3 years, little over 3 years. Worked at 38 studios as a director, story and IP development. Almost 6 years. Uh, well, there. There's a high note and a low note there. Interfaced and collaborated with best-selling authors R.A. Salvatore and artist Todd McFarlane to champion their story and artistic vision. Salvatore. Yeah, the creator of Dristord and yeah. Then he went back to Sony Online Entertainment for 2.5 years as a lead content designer for EverQuest. Eh. Then went on to Blizzard. He's been there almost 7 years. Started as senior game designer May 2015. Became senior narrative designer October 2017. Lead narrative designer in May of 2019. And then principal narrative designer in March of last year. Still narratively promoted from senior designer 2 to principal designer. So, okay. I mean, yeah, he's got some background there. He's got plenty of background. He's been working in games for a very long time. Been working with MMOs. Worked on Copernicus, EverQuest, Vanguard, and then Warcraft. Well, it's not like he's a lightweight, but I'm really hoping that what I see is potential for where this story could go can happen. I'm really hoping for it because
What brings you here?
there's ways to go. Oh no, I didn't get the flight point there. Is there even a flight point over there? Shoot. I try to go to the flats.
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Can't help for it out here. Jeez. I'm trying to get out here. I guess there isn't one. I think I'm misremembering that. What the heck? Okay, that wasn't to me. It was to somebody else. Okay, good. Who the what the where? Oh good. I hate that. We shouldn't be able to do that in an NPC. That doesn't matter. So, I mean, there's ways that this can be saved, and I hope they take it, but, you know, we'll see. But that's my best thoughts on it. And if it doesn't happen, I will have it for my story. So I have it written down. I have it in my notes for my story. I'll try to salvage the story if I have to. It just becomes a problem when you're doing something that is something that no mortal mind should ever have to contemplate what's going on. It's too crazy. But we've had so many things driven home, and there's a lot of sacrifice to make things work. To say that Zoval wasn't actually a person once upon a time, that maybe he was a mortal that gave up just having a plain old mortal afterlife to become this important. Because there's got to be something to giving the new arbiter a crown of will. It's not an heirloom that we're going to get. We're supposed to give this to the new arbiter. There's got to be a reason why the new arbiter gets this crown. And that's the only reason that I can think of. Is that this arbiter, well, we pretty much already know. If you've been watching, if you know, you know. You watch the videos, you know. But the new arbiter gets this crown of wills, which used to be the crown of domination. There's got to be a reason why. And the only reason that I can think of is because we've elevated a mortal soul into this position of power where there's going to be a problem with their sanity along the way. That's gotta be the reason why there's that. And that's gotta be the reason why Zaval has went off the deep end like he has. I can't see anything around that. I can't really see any other reason for what's going on. Outside of, the dollar store, Ultron dollar store, Thanos. I'm sick of all this. It all has to go. And it's not even that. It's not like he's even removing reality. We've already got the clip where it says all he wants to do is change it so that all souls go to the Maw. There's gotta. They say they're brothers and sisters, but are they really? Do they say that only because they're technic they're technically a family of sorts because of what they do? I mean, for Elune to be considered the Winter Queen's sister, they don't exist in the same realm, but they still call each other sisters. And they're more like a yin and yang at this point. But they don't really interact with each other, or they can't, or they don't. They just kind of part ways for a while. I Are they related only because they're united in this purpose of taking care of these particular realms that are not attached to the mortal material realm? This is my best guess. And I think that can be really compelling, but the thing is that you're doing it too late. I really would have liked to had I really hate the thing of going through parts of stories and going, why are we doing this?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you? Gnomes are so polite. Everybody hates them. Everybody wants to treat them like footballs, but you know what? They're so nice. Oh my god.
Very well then.
That can't go wrong.
Pleased to meet you.
Probably. Because we're kind of repurposing Venom. Yeah.
You have a great day now. Talk to me.
Oh my goodness.
Off with you. You got
Those
my
kind of quests are
attention.
always good to just like pick up while you're doing everything else because it's scattered all over this particular area. Or this is during the time where nothing is like yelling at you, hey, pick me up. I gotta go all the way to Ratchet? Oh,
Okay, good.
fudge.
Here there.
Ugh. Oh no. Strangleborn. Oh, good.
Watch, get her back.
Like Strangleborn. Ugh. But I also need money. So I too can have a fancy chocobo. Now the first time I played this particular Blood Elf back in the day, um, I wasn't really keen on the idea of getting him a chocobo. So I actually went out to, which wasn't really that hard. I mean, they're right next to each other. But I went to
Talk to me.
Forsaken Lands and built up so much reputation with them that I could buy one of their mounts. So his first mount was one of those skeletal horses because they're so freaking cool. But right now I don't really care. I freaking need a mount and I need it now.
Hurry back!
Not your bones.
Peace, friend.
Okay.
Go in peace.
So just basically go work for the car races here. That's pretty much all it is. There's really nothing much to story-wise to this, as far as I remember. But it's a good way to get some XP. Oh yeah, be careful that you don't get run over. That's always the fun part. Don't get run over. Really? Yeah, I guess because I'm out in the desert. That would make sense. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll be right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I need more mana.
Are you kidding me? There. Thanks for nothing. Yeah, you can't get run over if you're on the track. That's why they shout over here. Watch out! Coming through! Oh, God. Fun times, fun times. Yeah, the whole thing with how Shadowlands is gonna end. I do see possibilities. This is part of the track here. I do see some possibilities. I mean, I did not see what was coming when, Sylvanas did her Team Rocket blasting off again, getting the fudge out. When she did her slip up. And I honestly thought that it was one of those. Well, yeah, she's an elf, and do you know how many times the High Elves changed who their alliances were with? Any of the elves. Oh shoot, this might be bad. Maybe not. I don't see the frozen bits. Dang it. By me sometime. Oh, for... Dang it. He's taking a while. God, I do have potions. Oh, that's not good. Okay, okay, we're good. Calm down now. Well, considering where we are, I mean, if you don't, like, turn into a crispy critter out here in 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm sitting here when I watched the whole Mock McGraw that happened between Sylvanas and the best orc of them all, Saurfang. Fight me on that. He's better than Thrall. Fight me. Oh shoot. You know, and she flit right out of there, and I thought it was like, oops, I've already said that, our my team is not going to fight for the Horde anymore, but I never let them in on that.
My magic is loud.
But it turned out that wasn't it at all. Because if you want to go through Elven history, I don't care what you're calling them, they've all abandoned any alliances that they get. If it doesn't if it isn't convenient for them at that time, they bust right out. I think this picture's a little dark. Hang on. Yeah, I guess it'll look a little better. It's a little dark in here. Me and my bad vision. So, I thought that was it, and it was one of those. Oh shoot! I didn't tell them that I'm breaking off with the Horde, and they're not on board with it. They want to stay there. Oh shoot! I I kind of messed that up. I could buy that, but I did not see, out of nowhere. She takes out burned marshmallow. And we're all sitting there going, yeah, we already knew she wanted to take over, become the Lich Queen. And it's like, nope, she busted it. We all did not see that coming. So, I'm a lot of things that has happened in this story I have seen coming. So let's see if the whole let's save the story idea with this idea actually works. Let's see if they actually take it. Let's see if Dasser does those. No, he's not a lightweight to doing game work or anything, but yeah. Oh, I hate it when that doesn't hit. Jeez. Woo! Made it. Just barely, but we made it. I hope for something good out of this because, I mean, we've waited so long for some kind of conclusion to this whole thing, and I'm just really hoping that we got a good conclusion out of this. And if I'm adding all the pieces together, which I really hope I am, this could be good. It's like, you can't just talk about the purpose and not give us a purpose in the game. That's silly. You gave us lots. I mean, it really honestly looks like one of those things that is impossible for us stupid little ass mortals to be able to take care of. But if it has something to do with how much the afterlife depends on us little measly morsels of mortals, there's probably, maybe there's something in the purpose where it makes it taboo for the Eternals to take out one of their own. I mean, that's why they locked up Zoval in the first place. Locked him up. If that's an actual thing that they did, that's was their only thing to do, was to do that. If there's a taboo against that, yeah, then they'll have to call on us measly little morsels of mortals to take care of it for them. It could be one of those things where he just didn't. Whoa, I hit that one hard, didn't it? That turned it right over. Woo! I mean, it would be pretty cool of them to do a thing where. No, they actually had been doing it. Okay, so if they really did this, like a good story about depression and seeing that there is no way of getting out of the system. There's just, that bleakness of every day. The whole song of Mad World by Tears for Fears. Everything's pointless, everything is dry, and you end up in this state of depression. Maybe once upon a time, it became that if there was a mortal in that position, they succumbed to that, but then they said, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. And they let them step down from that position, pull out another robot, put somebody up into the next position, and let them carry on so that the job still gets filled in. Somebody needed a permanent mental health day out of this. But Zoval might have been too proud to do that. Did not reach out for help. And is now trying his best to get out of it with his pride intact. There's got to be a reason why they would resort to such things. Shoot. At least I got a full health bar.
That's still recharging.
I mean, I don't know how many people in Bastion were upset and depressed. Either they were before and then they found a new life in the afterlife and they feel better again, or they were okay before and now they're having a problem with this change, or they had a problem in life and now in death. There's still that lingering hopelessness, depression kind of thing going on. So it stands to reason that maybe even the Eternals suffer from this too. Either as by being an Eternal or by being a mortal elevated to Eternal. It would at least give me an idea of why there would be so many plans set up at any given time in the hopes that something would happen so that the afterlife system would just break. That it was some kind of plea of please somebody get me out of here. I really hope for that. Ah, shoot. Oh no! Oh, I hate these things. No, 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 no elementals right now. No. I probably could take it out, but that one it's on a surprise. Can't do it. I don't like doing it. I don't like it. Ugh. I need night hardened shells. All these turtles aren't hard enough. Can someone explain that to me? Lord. I can't. Let me get my seltzer. You're gonna hear me crack open one at seltzer. It's not a beer. This is not a paid sponsor. I have no sponsors. We'll snipe Sally, boys! Dirty dangles, boys! Let's go. Ah, fudge. They did put in, for me anyway, some really hard tearjerker moments into Shadowlands. I'm really hoping that they end this with a really good tearjerker
I need to get closer.
on loss, on depression, on something so that, people can feel this. Because, I mean, Warcraft's been filled with those kind of moments. And I like a story where you can. Oh, God. I can't. I just can't. Every time I have to do that part, I'm dying on the inside, I swear. I know, but if I'm doing the recordings where I need to have the storylines for something, I mean, I can splice it together for now that I've got the ability to data mine. I can data mine. So and too small for them to really get annoyed by that. I can barely see my kitty. Hang on. Just this little bit. Sleepy kitty. But you still kind of you kind of have to still relive it anyway because there's the whole thing where you've got to be Isara when she's corrupted. I mean, for God's sakes, when Arthas died. I was frickin' bawling. That's gonna be an awesome scene to write up. I'm telling you. I would enjoy writing that one. Because so the whole story for like my main where I'm doing this write up, that's gonna be a love letter to everybody who's ever played the game. Basically she's a refugee from Lordaeron when Arthas was turned into a Death Knight. So for her having to take out the Lich King and then get to see another one of her kings die. And then it's going to be Rin when he dies. Which that one, that hurts. He had a good ending. Fairy and Rin. He had a... It was a great on his end, to say the least. But the heroic sacrifice he did at that one, holy shit. Amazing. Uh... Freaking Gul'dan. And then the whole rewrite on Gul'dan, for God's sake. Apparently he was so minor a character in the first games, but then all of a sudden he's something super important later on in Warcraft itself. Which we can honestly say, this is really truly the... Whoa. um... Somebody took a wrong turn here. Oh, boy. I mean, there's been some seriously great moments in the history of this game. Ah, jeez. away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Go away, I don't like you. There we go. What did I find? Of course it doesn't say there. Oh, I just want to loot my thing. I think I can. Yeah, I got a shell! Oh my god. Rust malt dig site. Oh, look what we found. More Titan stuff. Loaded with silithids. Excellent. Oh, wow. Not always. Aha! So this dig site was probably abandoned because of these little shits. Oh, great, it called for all more bugs. I hate hive mind. Oh. Still? What? Nope. Yeah, so there's another dig site that got abandoned because of silithids and the night elves' inability to really handle such a problem. Yeah, I think they really could pull off a really good ending. I'm gonna remain hopeful for a good ending. I hope they pull a really good ending. They could really make this poignant. Really? Get out of here. Freaking elves. Dang it. Really? No! Come on now. Fun. Where's my dang kill? There it is. There's freaking cargo stibbies everywhere. Jeez. Pardon. Alright, so if it comes up again, healthy enough that I could blow it to the kingdom. Okay. Thanks for nothing. And feel free to write in any other speculations, thoughts, theories. Because this is why I listen to a lot of other people who like to do commentaries about these games, story-wise and everything. Because I want to get a good idea of what's in everybody's minds and what their theories are, plans, what's really going on, stuff like that. I like to have a discussion about these things because I know. I think a lot of people did, but there's some of us who are still kind of invested into this, despite everything. I know I am. I am heavily invested in this game, and I would like to see it get better. Actually, I really want to see it get better. I want to see some awesome storytelling. I want to see good gameplay. Don't just give us busy work to do. Make it worthwhile. I mean, honestly, I thought Soramar was busy work, but at least there was some story driving it. It wasn't just grind, 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 kill this, kill that, do a few missions here, there, little bits here, there. There was actually some story still going on while you were going through that. And I think they tried to do that in Shadowlands, where each level you'll unlock some more story.
It's too far away.
More story content and stuff like that to build up on it, or you unlock other types of quests that open up more story content each time you gain some kind of level with each faction. But it still feels too grindy. Yeah. When they did Battle for Azeroth and they wanted to have Kultirans and Zandalari trolls to join in, there was at least some kind of a purpose to that. Here we go, the purpose. There's a purpose to it by saying, yeah, our armies are pretty depleted. We're going to have to ask for backup. We're going to have to find those people who disconnected from us and please join us to help us with this pointless war. But they had to call in people that, they hadn't had contact with in a long time, and those stories were good to bring them in. Just like bringing in the Nightfallen was a good story, but you were kind of sitting there going, why are we fussing with this right now? And it turns out that, they're helping out the Legion. So that is the basic reason why working with them because we're trying to overthrow the government that is actually helping the Legion. Not that the Legion really needs any help. I mean, they brought their whole freaking armada in to Azeroth. I mean, there's... Why would they need help? But somehow they were still making bargains and pacts with them, just like Ashera did. But it just really needs a point, a purpose, a purpose to the story. Hey, Danister, you keep saying the purpose in this X pack. Give us
I'm
a
out of
purpose
range.
onslaught of this, huh? What is the purpose of all of this? And I've got you a couple of outs. I hope you thought of these. Prove me wrong and show me you can write. That's all I ask. That's all. Prove me wrong. That's all.
It's too far away. I'm out of range.
I'm not. I don't expect anything to happen where Sylvanas is going to pay for her crimes. That's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. Everybody's going to see that she was manipulated by Arthas, by the jailer, by this, by that, and they're gonna go, "Oh, poor elf. It's okay. We forgive you. Come home. We love you." You know that's how that's gonna go. So I don't expect much for that. I want some hard-hitting story on Zoval. Give me a hard hitter with Sylvanas that she was dealing with anxiety and depression. Give me that. Anything. Prove to me you can write this kind of stuff. Seriously, it okay. It's like I'm sitting here watching Sylvanas do this crap, and I'm sitting here thinking of the time in one of the Gem episodes where Gem makes a hologram to distract Pizzazz, and it's a little tiny fairy Pizzazz, and she's like, "What the heck are you?" And it goes, "I'm your conscience." It's like, impossible. I don't have one. Get out of my face. That was Sylvanas. But at least if you at least gave her that, make her a true villain instead of just a manipulated little idiot, is what I can see right now. I I'd totally be fine with her being, straight up point blank evil instead of manipulated little idiot. That's the thing. I tend to think that when they wrote this whole thing with her burning down Teldrassil and all that, and it being that she's just feeding the maw so that, she can break the system of life and death. I am sorry to say it, but I tend to think they're still working on that thing of that she sees she's doing the greater good. You hate to see it, but honestly, I think I think when they wrote that, they think they were saying that she was doing something dirty and underhanded for the greater good. No, when she can't. The part where she really becomes freaking stupid is that she's. If they still leave this part in 9.2 where she's still blaming it on everything on Arthas, that makes her freaking stupid. That becomes the old I hate humans thing. Maybe I should have genocide all the humans, but there's just too many of them, and daggone it, I couldn't do it. You know? But that's the thing. I really hope there's something in there where it actually redeems her and say that, oh yeah, so he chose to pick up the sword, but he was still manipulated by Zoval. I was manipulated by Zoval. This is all Zoval's fault, and it just came to an end at that one particular time where I decided to try to shoot his eye out. Just to say, F you. But so far, the only things that they've been able to get out is basically her going, still going, this is Arthas's fault. Yes, he chose to pick up the blade. He chose to kill all of Stratholme in the hopes of curbing the plague. He chose to kill his own army when they were going to follow his father and go back home to not follow this wild goose chase for whatever the heck it is that he was looking for. But still, oh, jeez. That's what they're doing with Sylvanas. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. She's been Arthas 2.0 the whole time. Because she could have not followed what Zaval told her, but she did it anyway, just like Arthas. She became what she hated. Well, that's the thing. Now, honestly, the whole story that they were going on with Illidan and how he did horrible atrocities, but it was for the greater good, right? And Tyrande has pretty much spurred him forever, especially after he basically did not want to give up his magecraft in the hopes of stopping the Legion from coming through. So he went and he told Asherah what their plans were to stop them, which eventually did not work. He wanted to try his own plan in order to keep magic and stop the Legion at the same time, and it wasn't going to work very well. And through all of that, he did all of this sacrificing of others and didn't exactly do much sacrifice of himself except for abandoning his hope of getting with Tyrande. And when he did eventually sacrifice himself and he left the note for his brother and Tyrande, and she just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever, fuck, I don't care. I really don't give a care. That's nice. Goodbye. And then she has something horrible happen to her. You know, her husband is nearly dead. Her people are nearly wiped out. And she went. Yeah, there's a lot of that in Warcraft. There's a lot of unrequited love. Um, but for her to go through that kind of tragedy and be so devastated that she would do anything, including sell her soul, to become the Night Warrior. At that point, I really wanted her, and I hope they do this, I doubt they're going to do this, that they're going to have some kind of an epiphany on her, that maybe she's going to understand what Illidan was doing. You know what I mean? She was driven to such hopeless lengths that would even condemn her soul. And she was saved, but now she has that feeling. She has that taste of what Illidan was trying to do. He's not a good guy in the greatest of sense, but he's at least, you know, in that gray moral area where you can understand what he's trying to do. And it's the same thing with Tyrande. She was in this morally gray area that she wanted, that she was on her last leg here and wanted retribution, salvation, any hope for her people. And did whatever it took to get it. And that was the same thing with Illidan. So I'm really hoping that somewhere in the story, please let there be this moment where she's like, oh, I get it now. I would like that. Right, because she's been there now. I mean, that was a freaking awesome moment when called she called down the power of Elune, the dark side of the moon, just to enact vengeance. No, I don't want her to fall in love with him. Mm-mm. No, I don't want this to become a threesome. No, I don't want her falling in love with him. I want her to understand what he did, what he was doing. It looked like crap what he was doing. It was hellish what he was doing. He was sacrificing his own apprentices to get their power to try and do what he can to stop the Legion. He did whatever it took to stop them on his own terms. And I want her to realize, oh, this is what he was doing. Oh, well, okay. I can see how someone would be driven to this. Get an understanding. I don't want much. I just want her to understand. That's the only thing I want for her at that point. And I really hope. Now, when she couldn't find Sylvanas for a while, she was hiding out in Mount Hyjal. I really hope.
I need to get closer.
I really hope she takes the Night Elves there and build a home for them there. We're supposed to have a rebuild of old Azeroth anyway. So this is going to be the third rewrite of that story. So I'm really hoping that she takes them to Mount Hyjal and rebuilds their home for them there. That would be cool. I would like to see the Night Elves return to that. It would make for some good story, I think so. Now that she's got some kind of new understanding. The whole line of her forgiving Sylvanas, I will never trust you, but I will forgive you. It's like, what? The only thing that, the only thing that she was hell bent on doing was killing her. I'd rather that she just kind of spits on her and walks away. Don't give her any forgiveness. Just spit in her face and walk away. That I would love to see. I don't want her making lovey-dovey truce with her. I submit myself to whatever judgment of Tyrande and walk away. It's it makes me as about as sick as the whole thing where Thrall, in his own stupid way, semi kinda sort of apologizes for what he did to Jaina, and all she does is like touch his arm and goes, "We all made mistakes." And I'm like, "Oh no, honey, you didn't make any mistakes at
It's too
all.
far away.
You didn't make any mistakes. This jerk did." Sure, the two of you went through a lot of stuff together, but the thing is that he didn't help you. Thrall has never actually helped you. He just asked you to do things and you did it. He used her. And for her to go, we all made mistakes. Yeah. No, 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 no. That makes me sick. The only thing that I can think of is I don't think it's much of an uwu on this one. Is it's more of a I hope it to be written as a I'm gonna show how better I am than you are now by being the bigger person. Or a I have so much favor with my god, and you are so godless. I have some kind of uppity thing would be hilarious.
I can't cast that yet.
I would hope for something kind of like that. I would like her to be kind of uppity to her. Like, oh, well, see, I'm favored with my god that I can actually channel her powers and I can actually use either her blessings or her curses, and you have nothing. You've been betrayed time and time again. I'm so much better than you. That would be the trend I know. That would redeem that whole arc there, is that her looking like, yeah, I'm better than you. Petty spite would be one of those spit in her face and walk away kind of things. But which would kind of be the old Tyrande. Sure, it would be. I love the old Tyrande. I love her ball breaking attitude. But
I need to get closer.
I could really buy the whole I am so much better than you. Ah, jeez. Okay, this is annoying. These freaking wind elementals. Trying to work here. What level is that thing? I might be able to take it out, but I need to heal up. Yeah, I would really hope for one of those things. Maybe the new Tyrande Whisper Wind is the type that goes, "Tsk, I'm so much better than you, nose in the air kind of thing. Holier than thou. Maybe sides to Turalian. That would be sweet. I kind of hope for something like that out of the story. Yeah, exactly. It seems that way, but we don't have exactly the whole context yet, unfortunately. And right now we're reacting to something that we don't have all of the story yet. We just have a little. We have dribble drabbles here. And these little dribble drabbles are just makes us pissed off, honestly. I was pissed off when I heard it. I just.
I'm out of range.
I flew into a rage after that. But I'm hoping there's more to it. So yeah, what I'd like to see is also with Jaina, with the okay, we'll play along with Sylvanas for now, just to save Anduin, but after that, go to hell. You, ma'am, can just go and F right off. But I also don't like the whole thing that Uther never told Jaina what he's done to her boyfriend. No, honestly, I can understand why she spat in the face of Thalyssera. It's like I said before, we are dealing with thousands of years of trauma. I mean, Tyrande has been around for a very long time. And we don't know how many years she was a priestess slave in the courts of Ashara. I mean, she did. Uh, there were shrines to Luna. I mean, that's why the whole Tomb of Sargeras looks like a temple. That's an old temple to a loon. Right. That's what I'm thinking. It's like, yeah, that's totally understandable that she spat in the face of Thalyssera. It's like, how am I supposed to know you're for real? I mean, yeah, you had this rebellion and you overthrew everything, but yeah, you're still a mage, and I can't trust mages for crap.
I don't have a tongue.
Do you ever see Tyrande and Jaina ever really interacting? No. Some of the powerful women of Azeroth, they don't interact with each other. Where are all the vultures? Hang on a sec. Where am I in this map anyway? Oh, I'm up here. Oh, basilisk. only spot that's vultures is just here? Wow, how dumb is that? Okay, so I gotta head back south again. Okay. I was trying to keep track on, I know. I'm leaving them so many. I'll give it a benefit of a doubt that basically that we just have that one sound clip of her forgiving Sylvanas. But I'd like to. Yeah, I'm hoping that there's more to it. Like, like I say, either. I hope she's acting like she's holier
I'll
than
get
thou
something first.
by doing this. Do it. I'm better than you. I'm the bigger person on this. Honestly, see, it's like what they had in some of the old stories. It's sort of like the old, yeah, I could kill you, but it's not gonna bring my people back. I'm still kind of nationless here. I wonder if this means we're finally gonna see little night elf kids running around. Unless they have some kind of bit of Nightwell kicking around somewhere. They gotta start thinking about actual mortality. Which, I mean, they made little tiny moon wells all over the place. I don't see why they couldn't take pieces of it and build a new one, honestly. I really hate fighting vultures, but I need vultures right now. And it resisted. Oh, of course it did. Nabbit.
I need a target.
Thank goodness. These things are kind of kicking my butt. But then I'm playing mage, so I expect everything to kick my butt. It's just the rule of playing mage. Like I said, I was just gonna wait and see how things play out and get upset where needed. I'm not playing the PTR right now. I think they're pretty much at the final stages of it. There's no announcement of when it's gonna land, but I think they're almost done. And I could be upping the gear on my character, but I know there's going to be one more gear set to get before the end, and I would actually like to run this particular raid. I would like to get the gear. Actually, the gear for um, 9.1 is pretty cool. I just don't have the system to run it on right now. I'd like to get the gear, so I might have to wait till I'm OP'd again for that and then go on a transmog run. Burn my mana, will you? Jerk. So, jeez Louise, what do I have still? I got a lot of stuff still to do. Secret phrase found. Oh, yeah. I remember that quest. I might be able to do those. Not that. That's a dungeon. Woohoo! Nixia. Okay. Yeah, there's just a lot of things listed for this area, and I'm just like, where? Okay, those are just scorpions. Don't need scorpions. Done with scorpions. Just get around those, shall we? Still need shells. Don't need a crystal hide. I do need turtles. Thank you. Seems like they always give you this little extra boost when you're just about to level. Or sometimes you could just grind a little bit harder on that. You can get a little boost on that. Seems like that. Could be me. I was just thinking, there's just there are ways to turn the story around, and I hope they take one of them. I'm really hoping that there's more to it than what I think there is going on here. Ah, shoot. Can't even give me anything. What a jerk. I might get him a level by this. Might get a level when all this is done. Could you please pick the weed? There you go. I know I will once I turn into quests, but they're not as the calorie-laden XP boosts as it is by killing all these critters. I know okay. I think they did decide to go in a different direction than in Shadowlands than they planned to because there was that leaked drawing of what the jailer is supposed to actually look like. Yeah, pretty much. Well, goblins and gnomes don't help either, but and dwarves and Nessingware. Yeah, it's part of the dwarves there. Yeah. So I think they had to change some of the directions that they had for Shadowlands only because they had that one painting leaked of what Zoval was supposed to actually look like. And that kind of leak wasn't someone that was data mined. This was an employee at Blizz who did this. And they have non-disclosure agreements. So that probably kind of hurt something along the ways of the story, so they had to like change it. I think. I think it's mostly that they decided to change it only because of that. I had gazers. Geezers. Because I have the picture, and he looks very similar to what the Primus looks like now. So the original intention is for him to be. He kind of. Zoval looked kind of like a version of the Christian God because he had the big snowy white beard going on. Got the old man thing going on. All the promos. I don't feel like. I actually really don't feel like dealing with you. Of course. I actually don't feel like dealing with 35 level Salto Gazer when I don't need any more stealth gazers. Not to mention like that cinematic that was the lead-in for Shadowlands. That jailer looks nothing like the jailer that we ended up encountering. Something got changed along the way. I'm seriously willing to bet that it was gonna be like a god versus the devil kind of thing going on. But once things started to get leaked, they just decided to scrap it. I'm sure the person who did it was fired. I need Basilics. I know, what's the difference? They're titles. That's what's different. Can I climb up and over? Near the spot where that is supposed to be what I need. I want to know what happened to this spot. This is a very old former Torrent city. I say it's old because it's like this is really buried in the sand. Is that a shadow? Is that bird? No. Yeah, I'm willing to bet that this is even the story where we were. This wasn't even the one we were supposed to get. I mean, even if they decided to make more of an Armageddon type of a story, I'd be rolling my eyes at like, wow, the Armageddon is really overdone in fantasy, but told right, it could be good. And it's very possible that it originally was supposed to be an Armageddon kind of story. Anyone who doesn't know about that of the Christian religions is basically the end of the world story for Christians, where um, Jesus is supposed to go and lock up Satan forever, and anyone who followed him basically gets locked up in hell along with him. Uh, Usually, you're pretty drowned in that story, so I mean, even if you're not a Christian or raised in it, you've probably already heard of it. I'm just giving a um, small education on what that actually is, in case anybody who may have heard it, but they don't really know exactly what it's about. That's what it is. And like I say, because of the leaked picture and for what we saw, what of who the jailer was originally in that cinematic, I'm willing to bet that that's what they were originally going to go for. But then when everything got leaked, they abandoned it. See, the other thing that I find annoying is that there's also been a comment leak that basically we know that there are other afterlives. There's other realms of existence in the Deadlands, Shadowlands, whatever you want to call it. And there's something about how they were. There is also a realm in the Shadowlands that were meant for tinkers. So, like, it would appeal to gnomes, it would appeal to goblins, it would appeal to anyone who tinkers with something. But they consider it a minor realm, so we don't concentrate on trying to help that or fix it or see if there's any problems there or not. Which means there's easily a good place for, say, like my character who is a mage who is like just interested in history and secrets and all that, and if that ends up being that she would end up being like one of those like say they came that's where the cartel comes from, is the curious inquisitive type of mortal souls. That would be great. That would be totally up her alley. Instead, we're only given 4 realms, and we have to pick one that we side with. And now even that has been changed. Ooh, my voice is starting to go. Excuse me. Well, it's a. If that was the case, that. Wow! Now that's a fail! Oh my god, that's awesome. Somebody's dead, but damn! But they race, they're not joking. Damn, I need 2 basilisks. I'm not finding anything. There's precedent for this because the whole Before the Storm story, that book before Battle of Azeroth landed was totally different. Because, I mean, the whole opening story is basically all the heroes of the Horde coming home again to a big parade, and Sylvanas is taking note of how weary everybody looks and how little families are left and how many are widows and widowers and so many children that have no families because they're all orphans in this war. And she just sees how much this is dragging on the people and said, I gotta I gotta take care of these people because they can't go through another war again. I don't think either side is ready for anything like that. Yeah, they're going to want this kind of a here we go again purpose in their lives, but this is not the time for it. They need rest. They need to just be people now. And she has that meeting with the other chiefs of the clans until Gallywix comes in with the azurite that he has on his walking stick and shows her this and says, "Here, go ahead, touch that." And she touches it, and she's like zapped with immense power. She feels like she could conquer the world and everything. She's like, "What the heck is this?" And he mentions that yeah, they've been mining it all this time from the wound in Silithus. Just this material popping out of the world, and it does all this, so he's trying to devise weapons of mass destruction with this stuff. And she's like, okay, well then, this might be the thing that if it comes back to war, this is something that will get the people motivated again. And that's why we have the whole scene where SI7 goes and talks to Anduin about our spies have found out that the goblins have been trying to mine around the wound of Silithus, and this is what they found, and they gave it to Anduin, and he was like, holy shit, this is powerful stuff. We can't let the Horde get this, because they'll just roll right over us with this stuff. See what we can do. Find out more about this stuff. And it turned into this big espionage thing about Azurite. And then in the whole pre-story on that, before the actual expat launched of Battle for Azeroth, we went through the whole thing where we were going through trying when we meet up with Magni, and he's telling us that Azeroth is wounded and bleeding, and this is her blood coming up, basically. And we need to stop the bleeding before she bleeds out and dies. And then if she dies, the whole world dies with her. We all die with her. So we have that whole scenario, and then we get sidetracked out of nowhere because we got another book that comes. Was it another book or was that part of the book? I can't remember. No, I think it was part of the book. Um, we get sidetracked because Sylvanas gets a jealous streak. But the thing is that with her jealous streak, she was going to take care of it herself. She wasn't going to have a whole massive war over this. She was preventing one that could possibly happen. She didn't want a schism in the Forsaken at that time, and there was one building again. I mean, as you're watching through here, whenever we're doing something that is with the Forsaken, the Royal Apothecary Society is not really working with Sylvanas, they're working with Armanathras. So there's where you see the schism coming in, and it's very plausible that, yes, she did not know that they were going to try and overthrow her. So when she sees that there's another schism in the Forsaken where they want to reunite with the humans, that breaks up the Forsaken for those that, can't actually return to their living families. Is that what I need? No. She didn't want to have another schism like that, and that's why she took on this war by herself. But at least there was some real reason, except that, there's this whole thing with the jailer whispering in her ear to go ahead and do all these atrocities. And we already had precedent for them to take 180 from whatever they were planning and then go in a completely, totally different route. And that's one of them.
I need to get closer.
I'm getting closer to that. I don't need to fight something I don't need things from. May I fight now? Thank you.
That spell is incredible.
All that fuss and farting around for nothing. I mean, they've done it before for the last X pack. I wouldn't be surprised they did a 180 on this X pack too. I mean, I didn't expect them to have Sylvanas start up this freaking war with Anduin just to show the boy a lesson. It wasn't the right time for the Horde to start more messes again. But here we are. Ah. Jeez. Really? Run, elf, run. Both actually do. I mean, Rumor has been one of those messy areas where it didn't really make a lot of sense how everything was set up and where people were. And then we have Grosh come in, and then he is like, I really don't want, non orcs here. I'd rather have just orcs here because that's the true horde. So we have that mess going on, and a bunch of people move out, and it's like, this is where Vol'jin goes, you know what? This is a good time for us to kind of like go ahead and make our own little zone now that we got that one area cleared up. So, yeah, we'll see you later. Huh. That's an elf boat. It's been out here for a very long time. It's all sun faded. Oh, I need to look this up. So apparently this was a lake before. And then we have Deathwing and he turns it back into a lake again. Interesting. What's that? Cool. Two-handed. Even if I got him training in swords, he couldn't equip it. It's two-handed. He can only equip one-handed once he's trained. Dang it. Man. Right now, if they hadn't have destroyed the park in Stormwind, we would have had a place for all those night elves. Because visiting night elves used to live there. The original design for all of the towns, that's why they have so many different little places where there's absolutely no NPCs, but there's enough set up to think that there should be something there, but there isn't any. It was because they were setting it up so that people could roleplay in them. And the park was a gigantic area for roleplay. It was supposed to be set up as a big town just for role players. With a couple of night elves in there, or you can have your night elves interacting in there or something like that. I still have some of those, but what happened was that since nobody was really using the park, it just seemed to be an area that was just there. Nobody was really using it. They were using some of the other areas for the roleplay. They decided to destroy it by Deathwing. So when he comes rip-roaring into town and you've seen the whole cinematic where he plants himself on top of the main gate of Stormwind and he's digging his closet, ripping holes in it, and there was still those claw marks in it and everything. Um, during that time where he went through there, he basically caused such an earthquake that the whole of the park fell into um, the inlet, the bay. I don't know what you would call it. Stormwind Harbor, basically. And now that spot is replaced with the honorary cemetery where they have Varian, the bit of dust that is Varian, buried there. Wait a minute. There's a plant to pick over here. Need that. So right now, I just, oh, I just need to get 2 more basilisks. And I can start turning in stuff. Nice. I have a whole boatload of stuff to turn in. Wherever they may be. But luckily this is just a kill it and go type of thing, so I should be able to finish this off in no time. Weasel's Crater. Oh my. That's an oops. How much you willing to bet that's one of those experiments where they were playing around with different types of gasoline and they ended up exploding themselves? I mean, that is what a tinkerer will do, right? Yeah. If you know, you know. There we go. Okay, let's go turn in a whole bunch of quests. Because I gotta find my way there without getting run over or picking up loads of aggro. No, aggro is not a possibility. There it is, I can see it from here. Now look, if I know there's a lot of bravado and such when it comes to the arts and especially when it comes to games and gaming. And and let's be honest here, the Blizz is the company that said, you may think you know what you want in a game, but you don't, we do. So I am willing to bet that that Dinosaur has enough bravado to go and sit there and say, no, okay, things are being leaked. I really don't want this to be leaked. I want this to be a gut punch kind of thing. Let's scrap that idea. Let's go with, let's say this. And I am 100% willing to bet that he thinks that he is smart enough to do so. Now at least he's
Go!
left enough openings to give us an idea of where this could go. Let's see if he takes it. Good Lord, Gaslow!
Glad I could help.
Now there's a frickin' legend. Plucky Johnson. Humanoid? Oh yeah, didn't the mage turn one of them into a chicken? They're Daisy. Those aren't really Daisy Dukes. I've got mage wear that has skimpier pants than that. It's a Duke of Hazard reference. It's a very old show, and don't ever expect to see it again, folks. Hi, you.
I've been expecting you.
Yeah, 'cause I have a quest to fulfill with you. I'm sure there's a hunter that's willing to clean it up. Bam! Alright. Talent point. What do I want? Ooh. Ooh. A lot of good stuff. Oh, I already I maxed that out. Okay. Boop. Alright. Let's turn in more quests. What? There's another quest over there? Where? You? Okay, I'm not seeing it. Where is it?
What brings you here?
You're not talking. Oh, I think it's the whole. Maybe that's the one with the get a code, passcode or something. That might be it. You know, it's got to be some cojones for a company because it says you may think you want in a game, but we know better, and you don't know what you want. It's all well. Part of that is because we have lots of rules of thought about how the game should go. Should it be more PvP based or should it be more PvE based?
My, you're a tall one.
And trying to balance between the two has been a crapshoot, basically. But then again, it's a lot of arrogance to say that and then keep making these stupid councils. where you're gonna take their suggestions and throw it into the waistband bin anyway. Because I mean the whole um this whole council thing is a bunch of people who play the game. And I don't even know what kind of qualifications they're looking for. I mean, they can look on my account and I've been here since vanilla. I wasn't enough. But then again, they didn't even take those who are, like, well known. They didn't get it either. I don't know who they pulled in.
Be seeing you.
Honored, I'm sure.
Nega Catalyst. Lord. His card will go vroom. Oh my god, they're wearing flip-flops. Hello, my other cat. They're going, where's dinner? Well, Esme's asleep, so... This one here... She was asleep until I touched her tail. They go, where's our dinner? Did you forget about us? How could you? I woke her by touching her tail. Oh Lord, the Badlands.
Off and
Okay,
away.
that's a distance. Okay,
Can I help you?
we're not doing that today. The Lyle Reef, Stranglethorn Vale, Slippery Murlocs.
Off and away. How are you?
Parts. Is that an Iris he's squashed between those two metal sheets of metal? Oh, I wouldn't want to be that violent.
Off with you.
Ick. Alright. Oh. I don't know. Do I have enough money to get my bird? Ice cream vendor.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, right. Tinkle's strawberry ice cream. I remember that. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Ha! Here. I want some junk. That's mine. You can have this. Two-handed sword doesn't do me any good, and I am not a Ooh. I think I have enough to get my chocobo. That. Oh, I think I have enough for my chocobo. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep that. Why keep food if I can just kind of conjure it out of air? That's 30. That's 30 gold. Okay. I might have enough. Am I picking up some of this stuff from? Might have enough. Oh, it's the same amount of damage. It's just what type of damage? Okay. This here. That's a conjured thing. Put that there. Okay. I have
All right,
31
then.
gold. Let's go. Let's end the stream by maybe getting my freaking chocobo. Ouch. I think I have enough for my chocobo. Where did my screen go? No, I updated my drivers, my video card, and this is what happens. What the heck happened? What in the world? Hang on. It's still transmitting, but I have no screen. It's the power plug. No, I. Ah. Hang on a second. Hang on. Why do I have. Try switching ports. It's really hard to do, and it's like trying to maneuver around the screen here. Can't have a stream without some kind of critical failure. I tell you what. Now I gotta look at my hair. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So, okay. I'm transmitting, but I. Hmm. Okay, Warcraft is crashing. Looks like I'm still transmitting, but my screen on Streamlabs is not updating. Dre, let's confirm. It's still streaming, right? Okay, for some reason, Streamlabs is not updating the screen. Alright, let's close World of Warcraft. I can see here. That's so weird. Yeah, it's the screen part of Streamlabs is not updating. It's that part's frozen, but text is still going through. I mean, that's going through. I'm reloading Warcraft right now. Weird. This is just not updating. I mean, the messages are scrolling. It's just that the screen that I usually monitor from, make sure it's running, is not running. That's frozen. I don't get it. Alright, let's try again. We're still transmitting. I don't understand what's going on. Let me see if it's going to transmit the game. If the screen is frozen. I don't. There it goes. Okay. I gotta resize the screen. I can't have one stream where there isn't some kind of stupidity going on. I swear. A little better. Just a little bit more. That should do it. Not one stream where something doesn't go haywire. I swear. What is this? Okay. Alright. I have 31 gold. Despite all adversity, let's go get us a chocobo. That should be enough. And then I'll be poor again. Yep. Oh god, does it ever. It's gonna be the nice part. It's not having to, like, run my shoes off. There's a quest here. Interesting. Oh good, my timer is frozen on my stream too. Great. That's so weird. Okay. Which means when I end today, I'm just gonna have to just cut stream and that'll be it. No ending screen for the stream. That's all. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But I might make this the last thing I do today. Just because of the critical errors. again. I have to enter drivers, and then it ends up being stupid again. I don't know what to do. Do, 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 do. See if I have enough. I hope I have enough. I think I need.
Our enemies will fall.
That's nice. Yes.
Remember the Sunwell.
Remember it. So I have that. Wait a minute. I don't. Wait. Do I not have enough for the mount?
I have one-of-a-kind items.
Yeah, I don't have enough for that. Dang it. Okay, it was 40 I was looking for, not
Stay
30.
the course.
But you know, I got the license. 8 gold. Shouldn't terribly be too difficult. Especially I have more random things that I just don't need. But at least I can go and look and see if I have any spells that I need to get. Alright, next stream I can buy the chocobo and we're good to go. Yeah. But I'm curious of what that quest is that popped up on my screen. Let me just check that out real quick. Oh, right. I forgot this was a shortcut. You. Ma'am, what can I do for you?
Our enemies will fall.
You bet. Oh, right, because I purchased that thingy.
The reckoning is at hand.
So what that says is like a magic 8 ball. See? So go ahead, ask a question. Type in a question. What? No, it's gotta be yes or no question. Alright. Will I win the lottery this year? Knowing that I don't play. But will I win the lottery this year? I can make that happen. Just sign below the dotted line. Just sign your soul away for a chance at the lottery. Yeah, it has to be a yes or no question, just like any 8 ball, magic 8 ball does, you know? Will the ending of Shadowlands actually be a good ending? Oh, it says absolutely. Okay, Dancer. Okay, 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 okay. I'm holding you to it, buddy boy. I'm holding your feet to the fire. I gave you a couple of outs. I gave you a couple of storylines. You have ways to make this work. And if you use any of my ideas, you better frickin' hire me. I don't feel like giving away all this stuff for free. Oh, where do I go? Yes. Okay, I am going the right way. Okay. Sometimes I get confused in the Silver Mona. Seems silly, but I do. Wait, did even my... Wow, a lot of things froze on my computer, including my clock. It's like it's been hanging at 5:30 for like the longest time, and it's not. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm wasting some time here. Alright. Oh my god. Yeah, update a driver, and this is what happens. I don't understand what's going on. Okay. So it wasn't just my drivers just screened the driver to Windows also went haywire. Okay. Well, okay then. Means I gotta... After this, I have to reboot my computer. I wonder if it's another thing I updated that's causing the issues. Which it could be. Who knows? Anything upsets Windows. It's ridiculous. Alright, let's just see if I have any spells that I can buy. If there's anything new there. Yeah, we'll call it quits there. Look, if I'm gonna go for broke, I'm gonna go broke big time right now.
Victory lies ahead.
Woohoo! Okay, food I can use. Haha. Yeah. That's a spell I really don't use, but I'll take it. Frost Ward, I use that. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't use that. Okay. Okay, so just
Farewell.
the food. Alright, ooh, pumpernickel. I like pumpernickel. Once upon a time, us mages ate well. Look at this pumpernickel, spring water. We were healthy little shits. And then they decided to make it that everything that we conjure is cakes and cookies And pies. We used to be healthy. What happened? All right. Yeah, really. We are junk food junkies now. I don't know what happened. That Deathwing happened and everybody got cake. I don't know. All right. We're going to call it here. Thank you for joining in. If you like the stream, feel free to hit me a follow on there because if I can get to 50, then I can actually do something more for this channel in the long run. But I'm trying to work on that. Also, it gives me the incentive to get more equipment, which I know my equipment isn't the greatest, but if you help me, I help you get you a better stream. Not to mention that I want to get a new computer eventually. Now, there's ways that you can donate here. They have popped up on the screen if you look through there. Um, but definitely the following and get me up to 50 followers would be the greatest thing that I can get at this point. Next weekend, I'm not sure when I'm going to be on. Seeing that I have an event during the time that I would be streaming. So with it might get pushed back to a Sunday stream the same time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's it for today. Hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next time. See if I can even end the stream. This will be funny if I can't even turn off the stream. There we go. That should do it.